You've saved up some money and now the big question looms. What do you do with it? That's a similar boat that I'm in at the moment. Every year around October or November, I pull up a chair and dive into my financial figures to think about the year ahead. I'm all in for the long haul when it comes to investing and planning and things like that. But I also like to take a peek at what's happening around me right now and consider my options. This time, and for the sake of today's video, it's all about how I'm going to invest my next $10,000. I don't exactly have the $10,000 to invest right now, this minute, but as I commit to adding to my investment portfolio on a monthly basis, those contributions will add up to that amount at some stage in the future. The aim with this money, though, is clear: growth. Normally, I purely look at how I'm going to invest my money in the stock market, like working out if I want to pick a new set of stocks or ETFs or a bit of both. This time, though, I'm going to look at it from what category of asset I'm going to invest in, rather than which specific selection I'm going to make within that asset class. If I was trying to be a bit more sophisticated or a fancy investor, I would talk about this being the concept of tactical asset allocation. It's looking across asset categories such as cash, stock, property, rather than the individual selections within that asset, like which specific stock or ETF you're going to pick. The way I see it, there's probably dozens of ways I can invest my money easily right now, but I've got to narrow it down to 3 different options that suit my situation. One option, park it in the offset account. Another, buy more ETFs. A third, reinvest back into my dad investor business that I have going here. Let's break each of these down and see why they might make sense to me. Hopefully you can find some help in going through the process as well. Firstly, offset account. An offset account is a type of account that's linked directly to your mortgage. The money you have sitting in this account lowers the amount of your mortgage that's subject to interest. So if you have a mortgage of $500,000 and an offset account with $10,000 in it, only $490,000 of your mortgage is going to accrue interest. It's like a savings account, but instead of collecting money each month in interest, you get to reduce the amount of interest taken from your mortgage payments, which means you pay more of the house off, and ultimately you pay off the house sooner. And generally, your home loan rate is going to be more than what you can get in a savings account. Plus, the gains are tax-free. My mortgage rate is around 6%, so putting my money in the offset account is like getting a guaranteed 6% return on my money. If I had the $10,000 in the offset account with a mortgage of $500,000 at a 6% interest rate, the bank would take off the interest that the $10,000 would normally accrue, which at 6% is $600 a year. It's straightforward. I save exactly 6% of whatever amount is in the offset account, and these savings are tax-free because I'm not collecting an income, but having it shaved off so that the more money is going towards paying off my home. It gets even better. In fact, if I do the calculations of how I can compare a tax-free investment like this versus a taxable one, such as shares or ETFs, I'd need to make nearly 9% in something like that for it to be more of a benefit than the offset account. And even then, the stock market has no guarantees. In uncertain times or when interest rates are high, the offset account is a more reliable choice to effectively earn a 6% return by reducing a mortgage interest without having to venture in more unpredictable investments. The stock market via ETFs. Now, with the stock market, I've already found an ETF I like. The big decision isn't about which stocks or options I pick there. It's about whether I keep going with this option. All through 2023, I committed my investing money to my ETF of choice, which I get into detail in a separate video. Investing again here could lead to good returns, but it's not guaranteed and also means having less cash on hand if I need it or want to use it for something else. It's a bit of a balancing act. I have to think about how comfortable I am with less cash in exchange for the potential of growing my money at a higher rate in the stock market. Investing in ETFs gives your money a chance to grow as the market grows. My favorite ETF IO has shown promising returns in the past. However, the stock market can be unpredictable. So this option is really about how much growth I want and how soon I want it. Option 3, building the dad investor business. Now, here is a more unique option that is appealing, but also a massive unknown. Investing in this brand creation, that project thing that I have going on means putting my own money into my own business, a business that I work on part-time outside of work, and I'm quite happy with the progress of it. But there's obviously always room to do more. The big caveat of investing in something like this, though, is that there's zero guarantee of any returns and there's no long-term charts to look at. It's very unpredictable, but the benefits or the results could actually blow sky high. It's also all on me to make smart choices to grow the business. If I decided to put some of my $10,000 here, It's a commitment to work on the business. It could lead to more income in the future, but there's no assurance on that. Putting money into Dad Investor is like investing in myself. There's potential to grow the money by expanding the business. It's a bit more hands-on, but has a different set of risks and rewards compared to the other options. While it does require a bit of effort and has its own set of risks, the potential returns that I could get from this could be substantial and it might attract more visitors, generate more sales, and grow this community around what I have already. What should I choose? Well, each option has its own set of considerations. The offset account is the safe bet with guaranteed returns. The stock market is about balancing the desire for growth with the comfort of having cash ready for other needs. Investing in Dad Investor could potentially lead to more income, but requires a lot more effort and smart decisions. It's all about weighing these factors and deciding which mix works best for the overall aim of growing that $10,000. Also need to remember that while I do plan to commit a plan for the next 10K or so, the way I invest via monthly contributions means the taps for where the money goes can be turned on or off at any time. So I'm not overcommitting to something that I can't see out. Here's some practical tips for you if you're going through a similar process right now. Firstly, I do a review. Every year around October or November, I do a bit of a ritual where I review my financial standing, evaluating how my investments have fared and what the economic climate looks like. Then I look at my research. I try and stay updated with the current market conditions, interest rates, and any other factors that could affect our money. It's really about knowledge being power when it comes to making the informed decision. After that, I go through diversification. As a family, we make sure all our eggs are not in the one basket. Diversifying can help spread out the risk and take advantage of different growth opportunities. Then there's flexibility. You've got to be open to tweaking a strategy. As a long-term investor or wealth accumulator, it's essential to adapt to the current situation. Sometimes this means waiting for the right moment or adjusting where your money goes. And lastly, invest in what you know. Whether it's your own business or a particular ETF, having a solid understanding of where your money is going can lead to better decisions and avoiding those bigger mistakes. That's my process. It's not scientific by any means, but I found that's the rhythm and system that works for me. Along the journey, I also take plenty of notes and use a bit of patience to take my time and make sure I'm not rushing into any decision. So what am I deciding to do? I've decided to nestle any money I want to put towards investing into the offset account, at least for the next few months. With interest rates riding high, parking my funds here provides a guaranteed return. While the allure of investing in an ETF or injecting funds in a Dad Investor is strong, the offset account offers a twofold advantage. Firstly, it gives my money a chance to earn through the saved interest, and secondly, it stands ready for action, offering immediate liquidity whenever I decide to pivot. The funds in the offset account are not locked away, but ready to use at a moment's notice, while earning a very decent return. This kind of approach carves out some financial calm amongst the dynamic landscape of investment options, allowing me to reassess and make informed decisions without feeling rushed. Plus, the flexibility to swiftly switch gears and channel the funds where they are needed most, be it back into the business or into the stock market, is a way to keep my options wide open while ensuring the money is never lying dormant. That's my take for the moment. Maybe the rates will drop soon again. I need to revisit this plan quicker than I think. That'd be nice, but we'll see what happens. Take care.